This is the Ford Everest Sport. This is the middle variant in the Ford Everest lineup. How does it compare to the Titanium? And is it worth your money? Let's find out.
The middle variant is usually the volume seller in the lineup. Usually it's in the middle of the pack in terms of equipment, quality of materials, and also looks. The Ford Everest Sport, despite being the middle variant, I think is the best looking in the lineup. Of course, tastes may vary, but I think the blacked out accents give the Sport a more rugged and more macho look. And if you're in the market for a PPV instead of a 7-seater crossover, you're probably into the rugged look. From the outside, the Ford Everest Sport has a couple of unique distinguishing features. For comparison, here is the Titanium 4x2. And here's the Sport. I know it's hard to spot the differences, but try really hard. Kidding aside, the differences are pretty obvious. The chrome accents have all been blacked out on the Sport. But the Sport also gets some distinct touches like this Everest lettering on the hood, which you can only get on the Sport. You also get embossed Sport badging on the side and also at the back. Both get 20-inch wheels, but the one on the Sport is painted in gloss black. The fender vent, including the Sport badge on it, have all been blacked out. The grille is finished in gloss black. The door handles, the side mirrors, the chrome accents around the window. The stepboard is completely in black. They both get the same C-clamp reflector LED headlamps though. As overall, the chrome accents on the Titanium give it a more luxurious look, while the blacked out accents on the Sport give it a more macho and a more rugged look. You have a total of 8 color choices for the Everest, but only 5 are available for the Sport. There's Absolute Black, Aluminum Metallic, Meteor Gray, Snowflake White Pearl, and Blue Lightning. Blue Lightning is exclusive to the Sport, and it's quite an eye-catching color. You get one more color option for the Titanium. I haven't seen Sedona Orange yet, but it is exclusive to the Titanium. Under the hood, the Sport and the Titanium 4x2 get the same 2-liter single-turbo engine. Actually, all variants except for the top-of-the-line 4x4 get the same engine. It produces 170 horsepower and 405 Nm of torque. They both have the same transmission, which is a 6-speed automatic. If you want to see how that engine performs, you can watch my full review of the Everest Trend, which has the same engine and transmission. The under chassis is the same across the lineup. It's still based on the last generation T6 platform, but of course it has been modified significantly. At the front, it gets double wishbones. At the back, it gets a rigid axle with coil springs. It also gets disc brakes on all 4 corners. In terms of safety, the Titanium 4x2 and the Sport are basically the same. Only the top spec variant gets active safety features like autonomous emergency braking. Still, both the Titanium 4x2 and the Sport get some pretty decent passive safety features. Both the Sport and the Titanium 4x2 get 7 airbags, hill launch assist, and rollover mitigation. They both get front and rear parking sensors and a reverse camera.
Okay, so here on the inside, the Sport looks very similar to the Titanium. The difference is that it gets a smaller 10-inch screen.
Only the 4x2 and 4x4 titanium variants get the 12-inch screen. The rest of the variants, from the Trend all the way to the Sport, get the same 10.5-inch screen, which is still big compared to its competitors. And also its vertical orientation is quite unique. Only the top-of-the-line 4x4 variant gets a 360 camera though. All the other variants only come with a reverse camera.
You still get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto.
Both the Titanium 4x2 and the Sport get the same 8-inch cluster as the other variants. Only the 4x4 variant gets a 12-inch instrument cluster. Advanced driver aids like adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, automatic braking are only available on the top-of-the-line Titanium 4x4. The other variants, including the Titanium 4x2 and the Sport, don't come with any of these features. So you're probably seeing a pattern here already. Ford put most of the features on the 4x4, and the differences among the other variants are relatively minor.
You also get a wireless phone charger over here. So this over here is soft padded. This is soft padded over here. This is leather wrapped. The armrests are leather wrapped. You get this wood accent over here with this aluminum highlight. You also got dual zone climate control, and you got knobs, thankfully. You got an electronic parking brake with auto hold, but you don't get an auto hold button. You'll have to go through the menu to find the auto hold function. Dual glove boxes. Both front seats are power adjustable and they're both leather wrapped. You got adjustable lumbar support for the driver. Of course, you get power folding side mirrors. Yeah, that's it. Let's check out the back seat. So with the back seat, it's the same as the Titanium, except that you don't get a panoramic sunroof.
I think the most important difference between the Titanium 4x2 and the Sport is the panoramic sunroof. It does improve the ambiance in the cabin a lot, especially for the backseat passengers. And only the Titanium variants of the Everest come with the panoramic sunroof in this segment.
So you get leather seats here as well. You get isofix leathers. You get a foldable armrest with two cup holders, and I like how it's dampened. They reveal themselves slowly, like so. This is also very nicely padded, and I like how high it is. It's just the right height for my elbow. So you have one USB-C port over here, one USB-A port.
By the way, the Sport also doesn't get the AC outlet of the limited 4x2.
Your fan controls are over here, and your aircon vents are up here and also over there. You also get aircon vents for the third row.
All variants except for the base model come with a power liftgate.
Space is exactly the same as the other variants. The third row seats are manual folding. If you want power folding third row seats, you'll have to go for the 4x4 variant.
90,000 pesos separates the Sport from the Titanium 4x2. For that additional money, you get a panoramic sunroof, you get all-around puddle lamps. On the inside, you get ambient lighting, an AC outlet at the second row. You also get a larger 12-inch screen. Now, is that worth the extra 90,000 pesos? I think the most significant difference is the sunroof. So it's a question of how badly you want a panoramic sunroof. If that's important to you, then the 90,000 peso difference is warranted. By the way, only the Ford Everest Titanium comes with a panoramic sunroof in this segment. The Montero is the only other PPV that comes with a sunroof, and that's not panoramic. If you'd rather save 90,000 pesos and you prefer the blacked out look anyway, then the Sport might be the right one for you. So those are the differences between the Titanium 4x2 and the Everest Sport. Watch out for my full review with driving impressions. In the meantime, click on that subscribe button to be notified.